Go. Go.
You guys heard me talk about it here and there, but it's really been on my mind, like, seeing several members' homes, EN members that moved to Japan. And it's, like, really nice, and I remember the times when I lived in Japan, I lived in fucking wrecks, rat-infested wrecks, and tiny boxes, and I wish I could have experienced living in Japan in like, the luxury that they live in. Would be really comfy and nice and all that, and I've been thinking about it a lot. One thing that really speaks for not living here, there's a nice barrier that I have when I'm in Austria that helps me like disconnect and feel like, I feel like it combats burnout and so on, to not be in Japan constantly, because that's when you're closest to work all the time. You meet your managers so much more often. I love meeting my manager, but like, you would meet your manager way more often. You would go and do everything with managers way more often. Meetings would be IRL way more often, and this and that. You're way more often directly confronted with work. Yeah, it's like a nice separation that I think really on long term has been good for me. I do enjoy every once in a while when I'm here not having that barrier, because things get done quicker and faster because of direct communication. IRL is kind of like, we're more efficient, more quick and everything. That's nice. But I also like just going back and having a nice disconnect from work, you know? That's just one of the things why I feel like I'm still doing the right thing for myself. You know, I have a really close friend circle in Austria that I wouldn't want to leave them behind. And my cats, obviously, and now with Narissa, I thought even more about bringing my cats to Japan if it's feasible and all that, but I would never want to fucking risk it, even if it sounds more feasible now. I love them too much to ever risk it. I could go even deeper into this. I now own property. It's all filled with furniture. So much effort was put into it the past 2 years to like put up so many fucking wall shelves and this and that, and I fucking made this garden proper. I paid a lot of money for that. Paid a lot of money for a nice kitchen and all that. Okay, I could rent it out, but that I either would rent it out with all of my furniture, which I don't feel comfortable with, and I think that's also kind of hard to get someone to accept all of your furniture. There's also a lot of fucking cat hairs infested into it. You either sell all of it or you put it all into a storage, which is a lot of extra cost. Like, either I buy, rent a furnished home in Japan, which then in the end, would I even be happy with that? Because one of the reasons I would want to live in Japan is so that I can live there in the way I just want to live nicely. But then if I have to accept other people's furnitures, but also I don't want to invest a lot of money to furnish a home of which the furniture eventually I will have to get rid again eventually. Like, it sounds stupid. All of it just sounds like a bad investment. Having to figure out what to do with my furniture in Austria and then buying a whole set of everything anew in Japan just to get rid of it again. It's just stupid. Renting it out sounds like a hassle, but if I don't, then it's a waste of money. So, nah. It's too much of a hassle. I'm happy where I am. There's, of course, pros and cons to both sides. I had some doubts recently because of seeing how some members live here. It was, like, nice. I was like, damn, I wish I could. But, no. I'm not letting the doubt get me. Another one huge reason is you guys, especially my European viewers. Over the years, I've happily been streaming in a European time zone, in a neglected time zone, like American time zone members. When you're in Japan, it's pretty easy to continue streaming at American prime time. But if I wanted to continue streaming at the time that I have been in the past 4 or 5 years, I would have to stream at 3-4 a.m. consistently. That would fucking kill me. And the other option would be completely abandoning the time zone and the fans that have been able to watch me, that have accumulated and fostered and catered to the past 4 or 5 years. And I think a lot of people would be very disappointed about that. That just doesn't sound nice to me. Anyway, that was a little bit of real talk. I'm happy where I am.